Okay, well, we got a diff to rebuild in the stadium truck today, so let's get to it, guys. What's going on, guys? Walter with the RC Addiction Vlog, guys. What's happening? We're back on the workbench tonight. It is time to do a little bit of RC maintenance. We're going to be rebuilding the diff in this stadium truck tonight. We've got our round 4 of EBRC Raceway and Poor Boys' Fall Brawl series this weekend. And as you guys all know, doing our maintenance, oops, come on, having our maintenance and everything dialed in is sometimes what can make or break the race. So I apologize here. I'm kind of I don't usually talk and wrench all at the same time, so you have to bear with me here. Trying to get a couple things done. It's been a busy day. It's about 7:30, isn't it? Yeah, it's almost 7:30. Man, day gets away from you when you're working all day. Yeah, it's Wednesday. We've got racing Saturday, so we got to get diffs rebuilt. We did shocks and diff in the 21.5 car. We did diff and shocks in the 17.5 car last round of before last round of club racing, and so I think we're gonna be okay with 17.5. And I say that just because Rick's track's a little bit smaller than Poor Boys, so I don't really have you don't have quite the same problems with traction rolling and stuff. Oh yeah, this thing definitely needed rebuild. So as you guys know, carpet buggy diffs are very, very important to keep clean, keep fresh oil in. When you let the maintenance go on these things, it can be terrible for your transmission. So we're going to get this out. Obviously, this is just spinning a little too freely for us. So we're going to get that dialed in a little bit better and put the fluid that we like in it ourselves. So let's get these off sometimes. These can be a little bit of a booger. Sometimes sliding the bearing and I don't know, you'll have to bear with me, but I don't know what they call this piece. I don't know. It's like determines the position of the outdrive, how high the outdrive sits in the diff case. You have two positions. You either have one position, which is up high, or two position, which is down below, or makes it sit nice and low. And normally we would have it in the two position sitting nice and low to keep that, gravity, forcing it downward. We don't want the diff up because the higher the diff is, I believe that when the one tire is spinning at the higher angle, that it'll cause the car to traction roll. So let's get this thing torn apart. That actually came apart pretty easy, which means my outdrives aren't too tore up. So that is good. And this car specifically, this is my Trinity slot machine motor that I've ran for a while. Damn fly. How did I get a fly in here? How did a fly get in here? Seriously? That bugs me. Anyway, I think I got him. What was I saying? Anyways, I don't normally work and videotape at the same time, and there's a reason for that, guys, so I apologize. I'm gonna be awful quiet. I'm just basically gonna tear the diff down right now. I think there was 30,000 in here, which is a little light for what I like, so I'm gonna go a little heavier and see if that'll help a little bit. I know, oops, a little shameless plug here real quick. If you didn't notice, I was using my new MSN vlog tool, RC Box Club, link below. We got a bunch of new MSN vlog tools. We also got the shirt for this weekend, or this month, which was I don't know, do you call that like Burberry or Louis Vuitton plaid color scheme? super rad. I like that one. Little shameless plug there. But tool came in super handy for taking the upper shock nut, retainer nut apart. And this is kind of the most delicate part of rebuilding a diff, honestly, is making sure that you don't tear the gasket. There's a little blue gasket that's in between the plate and the plastic gear, and obviously you don't want to tear it taking it apart, because if you do tear it, then you got to replace it. Whereas I can usually get away with reusing it. I'm sure somebody will get me in the comments for telling me how I'm not supposed to reuse it, but guess what? I'm reusing it. So most of the time I usually I loosen all 4 of these screws evenly too. I don't know if that helps or hurts. It seems like with the way that this thing goes together that it would help it, being that the gear that it threads into is plastic. Okay, yeah, this thing's pretty nasty. So I'm going to give you guys a good shot here. Let me get this thing tore apart. And I know most of my viewers, this is probably pretty boring content, but this is for the, newbies in carpet racing that definitely need some advice maybe as far as where to go or how to start. Also, if you guys haven't looked up, there's an app called SoDialed that's pretty neat. It's an RC racing related app that can really help you dial in your program. Oops. Oh, shit. Dang it. And I just dropped that one screw. Dude, shout out to CowRC pit mats. Did you see that, guys? It just saved my bacon there. See, and what I'm trying to do, the whole reason I spilt that was because I was trying to be so careful about taking this cover off, because right now it is stuck to, there it goes. Okay. We're able to save it. Ugh, look at that. That is nasty. That is nasty. So, let's get these screws out of here. That's what's bumming us up, honestly. We were able to save our gasket, though, which is good. So, blue gasket that we were trying to save, okay? We'll set that right there. And it's okay that it's folded and not like it's greasy. It doesn't hurt anything. I mean, a fresh one is obviously preferred, but look at that. Can you guys see that nastiness? I'm trying to see if the camera will focus on it, but it's nasty in there, okay? That is why you rebuild your diffs in 10 scale carpet cars, and it's because this is a huge performance deal right here for carpet racers. Overall rear end and just how the car performs and rotates and how much traction is applied. This is a very important part. If you guys don't have yourselves one of these or some sort of pick, I have this like little industrial pick that I use to scoop the gears out of. Okay. Oh man, this is nasty. Okay. So, nasty, nasty, nasty. This is why we're going to clean it, rebuild it, put fresh fluid in it, and go from there. I'm going to cut the camera real quick and get a couple things out. I'm going to grab my sonic cleaner and my parts cleaner from CowRC, get a little bit of that mixed up, and then we'll go from there. So I will be right back. Well, technical difficulties, guys. Unfortunately, this is what I get for having a baseline YouTube setup, I guess. I don't know. That little parts cleaner's giving me fits. I've been having fits with my camera and stuff all day. Been a rough one. So we're just trying to get through it. Get a little RC therapy on working on cars. My biggest thing is trying to get this diff rebuilt tonight. With racing coming up on Saturday. I got a pretty busy work schedule the rest of the week, so we're just trying to get ourselves prepared. And like I said, guys, the maintenance Maintenance when it comes to these diffs in the carpet world is huge, honestly. It makes a big difference. That and shocks. A lot of people don't realize how quickly, even in carpet racing, your shocks will break down. I know a lot of people know that in like 8 scale and stuff, which I'm gonna learn out. I'm gonna learn real quick how much attention 8 scale shocks need here in a little bit. um, just because that's what we're gonna be racing this summer. So, but for now, we're using our basically Moo Clean, the industrial cleaner. Basically, a good way to make sure these things are spotless. I was trying to use the Sonic cleaner, but I don't know, man, it just wasn't working. And I just used it the other day. So, don't know on that one, but that's alright. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the middle section, the 4 gear section, all put back together. Now that those are clean, and don't forget, guys, when you're cleaning the outsides of these or taking these gears off the little plastic things, there are little washers. If you bought a car used and you didn't assemble your diff from brand new, you might not know that. And those little washers are crucial to the diff and how those gears spin. So now she's spotless. To help us some Moo Clean. Definitely got diff fluid all over me. Microfibers. Okay, so when we're gonna get ready to reassemble this, we're gonna put everything obviously back the way it came. But I just kind of wanted to give you guys a couple pointers why I sat here and did some maintenance, talk to somebody, show you guys some RC stuff, just what we do on a regular. But this thing's gonna look brand new after we put it together. And we've got our diff fluid that we like to use, which is a 40,000. That works pretty good for us up here in Oregon. Although when it's this cold outside, it's going to take me forever to get this stuff out of the tube. So, and normally what I'll do, because I don't have like one of those super nice vacuum kits that like will suck all the air out of the fluid. You'll see a lot of the pros use those vacuum kits, and I'm sure that those make it extremely helpful. But since I don't have one of those, what I will typically do before I put the middle 4-gear spider in the middle is I will put a little bit of diff fluid in the bottom of the diff first before I drop the gear set in. And the reason I do that is to allow, a lot of times even with this super thick oil that we're using, if I have the gear set in there first, it won't allow, even no matter how long you let it sit, it literally won't let all the diff fluid sink to the bottom of the diff when you're trying to fill it up. And so I will fill that little bottom section up first with some, and then I will go ahead and drop the gear set in. And I know some people will probably hate on me for still running the 4-gear, but I seem to like it. Everybody's driving style is a little bit different. You know, and just everybody's setup. You talk to a lot of the other club racers, just where we race at Poor Boys, and they would probably laugh at my setup. But I like it. Everybody's setup's a lot different. You know, a lot of people think that I'm crazy for the fluids that I use. I don't think I'm crazy. I think it actually works to my benefit in the colder temperatures that we deal with here. So that part of it, I think, is where I succeed. But, you know, everybody's got different opinions on that. And, of course, everybody's got different opinions on what brand of fluids. I use Team Low C fluids. I couldn't tell you why. I've decided through my RC racing to always use Low C fluids. I don't even own a Low C like race car, as far as racing buggy or truggy or stadium truck or anything. Everything I have is either Team Associated or Kyosho, and so it's not like I've ever like gotten that in a package with a car or anything like that. I mean, I have plenty of RTR low-C like bashers, but I've never had those. I couldn't tell you why. My cousin, when I was a kid, he ran all low-C products, including fluids, and so I just kind of stuck with it. Just seeing him running that stuff made me understand that it was good fluid. So yeah, one of the other things I'll do, so I've just finished filling this up. We're going to let it settle for a minute, let all the air pockets get out of it. The other thing I will do is inspect my idler gear on the transmission that you can see after you take the diff out. And a lot of times what I will do, as long as I don't see anything crazy, yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to clean her up and put some udder butter in there. The Cow RC udder butter, that stuff has probably kept me from replacing idlers so far in my RC racing career, I guess, if you will. I keep saying hobby, and my buddy the other day was like, dude, you spend a lot of time and energy. Like, it's a career for you between the YouTube channel and the racing. I go, I know. It's a lot, man. Especially working so much on my own 8 to 5 job. It's a lot, and so I guess you would call it a career, RC racing career. Not very long career yet, but yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we've got that in there. We want to clean that up a little bit. I try not to get any excess on the outside. Obviously, that doesn't necessarily work all the time. Okay. So usually what you'll find after you let your diff fluid settle, after it looks full, is it won't look full anymore. All the diff fluid will kind of have settled into its little nooks and crannies, so you don't have to top it off. You can see me squeezing the hell out of this bottle to try and get fluid in it, or get it out of it. It's cold tonight in Oregon. Okay, so we just want to get, and I personally, like I said, this is just my setup and what I like. It tends to work. Everybody's so different in what they want and how they, what fluids they want to use, and carpet makes a big difference. Like this weekend up at Rick's, he does have a little bit of a carpet, different carpet than Poor Boys, but luckily we've ran there before on these fluid setups, and I mean, we like it, so we're gonna go ahead and stick with what we know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's what I say. Okay, so I think we got a lot more settling to do in this thing, so we're going to let more fluid. That was about another couple milliliters worth of diff fluid. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, we'll let that settle. So, yeah, like I said, I like to get some udder butter in there and get that. I usually will try and get down in here with a rag too, because usually you'll have like some leftover residue. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff, getting that stuff out of them. Okay, and then next we will clean our bearings here. And I think what we'll use while we're finishing up filling up this diff fluid, get these cleaned, and then what we're gonna do, you guys saw from RC Box Club, we got the One Up Racing like little travel pack of bearing oil and CV joint oil and stuff like that, so we're gonna use that right now. Okay, let's go. I actually took that with me to Micro Bee racing the other night. Let's check those goods. There we are. Okay. This is like full maintenance mode. Engaged, boys. Boys and girls. So, One Up Racing bearing oil. We're just going to put a couple drops on each bearing now that they are clean. And I usually will put like a drop on each side of the race, like 180 degrees from each other or on opposite sides. And that's just to let that soak in so that it can kind of make its way around both sides. That's that. This little travel deal from 1UP is pretty slick. I use it to go with me for lubricating my shocks and doing a couple things on the micro B racing stuff that we've been doing. And it's just a nice travel kit. Makes it easy. Okay, so I think we got one last top off of this stuff right here in the diff. Okay, that'll do that. Just a dab will do you. So, guys, this is just, I'm going to go ahead and reassemble this. I won't bore you with the rest of this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed the couple tips that I had maybe for you, and just learning about my setup specifically. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and reassemble this thing, get it all put back together, and go from there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, guys. That's the way to, you know, help support the channel, help us get more content, and get some more action going for you guys. So don't forget, you got to put the little blue gasket on it. Don't forget that. I almost just forgot that, and that's a key feature to that. So like I said, appreciate you guys watching, and until next time.